Amendment 231 in the name of Lord Roborough, because as we're starting to get a feel, and I attended the drop-in session last week with representatives of Natural England, and I've listened carefully to what the noble lady, the Minister, said in the wind of the previous groups. And I think we're starting to get a feel for how the process by which we might even get to the start line under clause 53. As I see it, there's going to be a process by which Natural England, it is proposed, will come with some research, identification, some assessment of some proposals, whether it be for bats, bluebells, barnacles, doesn't really matter. They're going to make recommendations to ministers. There'll be some proposals and presumably some draft procurement, because with the proposal must come some sort of idea of how the EDP is to be done. There'll be some consultation, selection, some regulations, some pricing, final procurement, legal work. And I think the figure that came to mind when we had the drop-in was it's going to take about 3.5 years. Well, also there's less than 4 years of this government remaining, 3 3/4. So if this process contemplated by clause 53 proceeds, it won't result in a single new home being delivered and occupied within this Parliament. And so I do ask the noble lady, under 53, what sort of timescale does she have for the implementation and the first benefits? And when's the first person going to be able to move in to a home that's been unlocked by these EDP processes? I think that's the first point. But there's another point as well, that there has to be some pretty, and before we even get to that stage, there's got to be an approach to what Natural England, if they act as the operator here, is going to be providing. What are they going to be offering to developers? Are they going to be offering a permit or a licence? Now, a permit tends to be a tradable asset. But the last thing anybody in DEFRA who's got a long memory will want to do is go back to the days of milk quotas, whereas a licence can be surrendered back and at the point at which it's not needed. And I think, so we need clarity on this before even we get to the consultation side on the EDP. And then, of course, there's the multiple layering of, is it biodiversity net gain for 30 years, nutrient neutrality is 80 years, the EDP is only meant to last for 10 years. We need some clarity here. My lords, I can't see, under clause 53, a single new dwelling house being unlocked, delivered and occupied in the rest of this Parliament if we go down this path. This will stop development, not unlock it. And once again, I just find myself unexpectedly agreeing with the Chancellor when she identifies all this well-meaning but counterproductive regulation that's actually holding back growth, holding back getting roofs over people's head. So I do ask the noble lady, the Minister, what timescale does she have in mind for the processes envisaged by clause 53 being completed, so at least we can actually start getting these homes built? And if it isn't in this Parliament, then what are we doing here?